Mm, It's so weird how it does that. It's like dark, and then it comes up, and then it's like, good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? We got Beads and Bean in the house. Four scores preparedness. Janet's here. Karen is here. JJ, of course, as always. Angelica. We got Dale from Ohio. Sharon Barrett. Nostradamus is in the house. So good to see everybody. Welcome, welcome. Everybody has had a good weekend. A lot of little scary stuff going on, obviously, right? So uh, we're gonna jump into all that in a little bit here. So anyway, before we get started with anything, I would just like to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here because we are not going to tolerate that. All right. Beautiful day down here today. Absolutely gorgeous. Temperature was perfect, and it was awesome. Awesome, awesome weather today. Great weekend with everybody that was able to make it. We got some good stuff done. You'll see those videos coming up. So I'm not going to give a lot of that away in the live stream. Obviously, it was a very interesting weekend with what was going on with Israel and Iran. Obviously, that was a situation that people were paying attention to. So that's definitely something to pay attention to what is going on. So anyway, I hope, like I said again, all we can do is the best that we can do, and that's the reality of anything. So so anyway, as the title states, will Israel return in kind? The number of see this something doesn't wash with this whole thing to me. Studying it a little further today, looking at some stuff. Billy Kid Norwood said Israel will not counterattack, in my opinion. I I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Israel's gonna when they decide to, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But here's the thing that is weird for me. Okay, so they sent a bunch of drones, saying that it was going to take a while for the drones to get there. They were also saying that a bunch of ICBMs were going to get there. Israel has its defenses in place, and it's so bizarre that Iran would attack the way that it did. It doesn't make after looking at everything, it doesn't make any sense. They know about Israel's Iron Dome, right? They knew that whatever they did like that most likely would not do much. So that, to me, looking at it now, a day later, in the moment when it happened, obviously that's a very scary thing. Like I said, if you watch my live stream that I did, my mom had called and I told her to get out and gas up, which I still think is a smart thing for her to do. Because again, we just don't know. We don't know what's going to continue to happen with it. If there's going to be other attacks, and what's going on, and in the moment, it looked like a very bad uh, bad situation, which it still is a bad situation. Don't get me wrong. When you have the United States now saying to Israel, "Oh, we'll take this as a victory because really no damage was done." They basically for the most part everything got shot down. The United States has also stated, "Hey, RC Kev, how bad did Biden make the U.S. look? One word, don't." Then they do, and we ask Israel to stand down. Exactly, exactly. You know, it's craziness, absolute crazy. Thank you very much for the statement, and also for the donation as well. And we've also stated, RC Kev, that when Israel retaliates, which they will, if you don't think Israel will retaliate, you're wrong. I'm telling you right now, Israel will absolutely retaliate. But we, the United States, has basically told Israel we will not also partake in that type of situation with Israel. We're not going to stop Israel. We have advised Israel to stand down. That's what we did. We advised Israel to stand down, to not accelerate, to take this as a victory. Again, do you think Iran Israel war will go nuclear? I doubt that, Alex. No. Guys, also, if you have any questions that you want to stand out, all cap locks for me, please. It definitely makes, I see things better when they're cap locked if you have a question. Ed, this could go sideways quicker than expected. Absolutely. Um, I don't disagree. It could absolutely go sideways really, really quickly. It's a very, so what a lot of people don't understand about the Middle East, they've been fighting over there for thousands of years. This is not like a new phenomenon. Oh my God, this is, you know, they've been fighting forever over there. Okay, so that's not anything new. When our government is telling us we need to be concerned about our home soil and attacks on American soil, we should pay attention to that. When this whole see and this whole thing, something just it just doesn't add up. Okay, so let me ask you this: when you have the United States was saying, well, our intel says that there is going to be an imminent attack. They're going to be happening very, very soon. RC Kev, they lost a ton of protection on that strike. Yeah, because I had to shoot everything down. They had to shoot everything down. Absolutely. So yeah, you're weakened, obviously, because of that. But thank you very much for that statement again, and thank you for the donation. It's good points. That's a real good point. But what doesn't make sense to me in this whole thing is, so you have this situation. They basically said Iran is going to attack Israel within the next 48 hours, right? Credible intel that that's going to happen. And then almost like, okay, here we come. We're sending the stuff now. Be ready. Does that make any sense? Why would you let these people know what you're going to do? And it just, and knowing that the drones were going to take a long time to get there, none of it adds up, folks. None of it adds up. It doesn't make sense. And that's just me looking at it from an outside perspective, going, well, that's weird. Why would they do it that way? Now, it could be posturing. Street just said it's posturing. Could be, but you've wasted, ICBMs, the drones, all that type of stuff. JJ said seems all coordinated. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. The whole situation is bizarre. That's kind of where, almost like it was all planned for some reason, Terry. Yeah, it was almost like, okay, now we have to save face, so we're going to do this. Now, realistically, I want you to think about something. Okay, your country's attacked. Let's break this down. Your country's attacked by ICBMs, drones, and all that. Hey, Chris, I think they wanted to test to see what Israel and other nations would do in the situation. Valuable intel. Um, I don't think so, Chris, but I appreciate your thought on that. That could be. I don't think that this is what it was, but I appreciate the donation again. Thank you so much. And this whole thing almost is like, we got to save face, so this is what we're going to do. Are you ready? Type of thing. It all just seems too coordinated, if that makes any sense. And you have the United States and Great Britain jumped right in, said, we're here, we're going to make sure that, Ed, you may be onto something, get rid of all the hardware before the real attack. Possibly. It's just, it's None of this adds up. This doesn't make sense. Now, again, let me go back to what I was just saying here. So you have a country attack you, right? And you do nothing. There's no immediate reply. There's no immediate we're, you know, see, here's the difference. They can stop it with their Iron Dome. Iran can't stop it if Israel goes in and attacks. Hey, Karen, everybody should stay prepared because will not give this type of advance warning when they decide to retaliate. That is a very good point. They basically said they will retaliate when they choose to. So that is, that makes sense. Ability to ignore what Israel attacked Iran's consulate. That's a no-no. Again, I'm not denying that. I never did deny that. What I said, again, for the super chat, thank you so much, and thank you for your statement as well. Uh, this seems too scripted, I guess, is the way I'm looking at it. And the fact that there was an immediate response, none of it is making any sense to me. And like I said, I'm just looking at it as a layman. You know, why are you not immediately going and saying, Mary Taylor says, so yesterday was a big nothing burger? I don't think it was a big nothing burger, Mary. I don't. I will tell you right now, I do believe that Israel will retaliate. And I already talked about this yesterday, but I will say this again today. I think what you're going to see Israel do is they're going to go after the installations where Iran is working on the nuclear bomb, right? That's where Israel's going to go. They're going to go to those areas. They're going to razz them to the ground. And that's going to be, they've already gone after their scientists, even though it was never proven, right? It was, but everybody knew it was Israel that did those type of things. Uh, I said this before, I'll say this again. Israel will not allow Iran to get the nuclear bomb because if Iran gets a nuclear bomb, they will use it on Israel. False flag? I don't know, Guardian of Chaos. That's a good question. It just, like I said, the whole thing, again, now a day later, looking at stuff, seeing what's going on, see what the reactions are. When you have the United States going, oh, this is a victory. You have a victory. That's not a victory. You stopped an attack. What are you going to do about it? And that we right away said, yes, we have Israel's back, but if they go after Iran, we're not going to help. But it just, I don't know. I don't know. It just, none of it adds up, I guess, maybe I'm over analyzing, maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't think so though, but the whole thing just doesn't smell right to me. So we have millions of Iranians here in the US. Oh, I know we do. We have a lot of people from the Middle East over here. And a lot of them, I mean, you look at, I mean, we can break it down into, we'll just talk about one area. Let's talk about Dearborn, Michigan, right? They're out there chanting death to Israel, and then they're also chanting death to America. Well, don't you live here in America? Hey, RC Kev, our leadership sucks. I don't disagree with that statement at all. I 100% agree with that statement. Thank you, and thank you very much again for the donation. I do appreciate that. It's, I don't know, like I said, and again, and I said this before, guys, where do you think that Israel got the munitions to be able to stop this attack? Where do you think they got them from? They got them from us. They got them from the United States. So what will they have to do? They will have to replace them, obviously. So what happens? The big, military complex makes more money. So it's a win, you know. Keep your heads on a swivel. That's what do you got? 389 in the chat, guys. We got 140 thumbs up. If you are not or if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that. It also really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. The more interaction on the channel, the better it is for the channel. So I do appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I thank you ahead of time as well for that. My advice again, folks, be as ready as you can be within your means, obviously. Keep your heads on a swivel. If you live in a state where you're able to defend yourself, make sure you're able to do so no matter where you are. Uh, it would not shock me at some point there will be public attacks. Be able to defend yourselves, the people that you care about, the people that are around you, and the innocent people that are out there as well. But something I do question, though, if SHTF happens, will Israel support the U.S.? That's a good question. I think that if a true SHTF situation that was a worldwide type of situation, and that absolutely could happen, uh, I think everybody's on their own, realistically. I don't, unless it was, if an SHTF situation was done in the United States where there was a grid down situation just here, okay? First of all, we have enough military troops all over the place that they would, if they had, and there's the other thing. If they're, I want you to let's break this down for a second. Let's say there was a coordinated attack within the United States to bring the grid down. We have all kinds of ships out there. We have all kinds of troops out there. Different things that would be, in my opinion, immediately brought home because they would have to, because the coordinating that type of thing would be bad. Now, if that happened, what happens to other places around the world, right? What happens to Taiwan? What happens to the Philippines? What happens to, Japan? If we're not there being that big brother and having them under our arm because we have our own issues at home that we're trying to deal with, and I do believe some countries would support us. I do. JJ saying Ed Putin warned Biden not to interfere between Israel and Iran. Oh, well, again, and so he's obviously publicly coming out and saying that now, you know. But we did help them, as far as shooting down. Great Britain also was involved in that. So it's just, I don't know. Like I said, something stinks, I guess is the right word. Something is not adding up to me, and so I would be like, what's coming? What's the next thing? What's going to happen next? And could be planned, Juby Joe. I don't know. It just, the whole thing just, you're attacked, and then your immediate response is to stand down. I don't know. It just, we'll wait till we decide to do it. I don't know. It just, Melissa's saying Putin said that before last night. Oh, okay. All right. We need to finally take care of ourselves and not meddle in everybody else's silliness. Prepping with pugs. Good point. Hey, Denise. Ed, did your mom off her tank last night? Got a lot of us thinking out here, LOL. Yes, she did go out last night. She did top off her tanks. I called her after the live stream, and she said, "Yep, I just got back. I went and filled up." I had spoken with Heather. They had also gone to the gas station, and they filled up some cans as well. And so I have been, as a father, as a prepper, you know, I've been trying to talk to Heather about things for a while as far as preparedness type of things go. And I've said to her, you've got to have that gas back up. Like right now, when you're not using the generator as much as you were over the winter, now's the time to fill up those cans. Get those cans all filled and be ready for next winter. And I said to her, as you are using those cans next winter, fill them up right away. That way, you always have a certain amount of cans full at all times. And I think that's just a smart thing to do. And I said, and again, things go sideways and you need to get down here, you may not be able to stop at a gas station to do it. You don't need stabilizer, John, if you're using it within a 6 month period. So that makes a difference there as well. So you really don't need the stabilizer if you're rotating your gas every 6 months. But again, these are things, like I said, being ready, putting yourself in a position, okay, when, because I truly believe, folks, that it is a matter of when, not a matter of if, oh, maybe it could be, I think it's a matter of when. And, you know, I don't know, like I said, something's not adding up to me in this situation. It stinks. And so, and like I said, again, we're going to see what Israel's response is going to be. How long are they going to wait? What are they going to do? I found it interesting. Now, I want you to think about this too. So, Israel has already said they're going after that last city, that last enclave in the Gaza Strip, right? They've already said that. But before this incident happened, they had pulled a lot of troops out of Gaza, right? They pulled a lot of troops out of Gaza. What do they know? What's going on? You know, Ed, have you read the Greater Israel Project? I have not, Tony. Nope. Uh, Jordan also opened their airstrips to Israel and the U.S. Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that. But there, like I said, something's not right. Again, so here's the other thing that is a concern to me. We have, in my opinion, strictly my opinion, we have a weak president, very weak president, and so he needs to make himself look like, if you will, a strong leader in a crisis situation. Because a lot of people, I'll give you a good example of that. Here's a good example: the election when Jimmy Carter was going against Ronald Reagan. Now, Jimmy Carter was perceived as a very weak president, right? And he was, because he didn't have the stones to do what needed to be done in that time period. But I think Jimmy Carter was a good man. I still think Jimmy Carter was a good man, but he was a terrible president because he didn't have the guts to do what needed to be done. That's my opinion. Leading up to the election, Ronald Reagan was talking and he was saying, when I am president, the hostages will be released or there will be consequences for that. As soon as he became president, those hostages were released. Ronald Reagan was perceived as a very strong president. But Ronald Reagan also said, we're not taking any crap. Okay. If you like walk softly but carry a big stick, know how to use that stick, right? That's what it comes down to. When people do stuff to your people in your country, you need to be able to say, hey, we're not tolerating this. And if you don't do XYZ immediately, like releasing hostages or whatever, um, even then, when that whole thing happened, and I was a kid, folks, I was a kid, okay, was at 79? I was like 14 years old. I think it was 79, 78, 79. The whole Iranian and, thing happened and the hardliners took back over. When that happened and they took our hostages, which they had for like a year, if people remember. If you don't know what I'm talking about because you're too young and you didn't realize any of that, pay attention to that whole thing. Uh, when that happened, all we had to do, all Carter had to do, was sail our ships in there and say, yeah, 444 days, thank you. Yep. Um, all he had to do was say, here's our ships. You have 24 hours to release those hostages, or we will turn Iran into a parking lot. Period. And don't and have it not be a bluff. Oh, we'll kill the hostages. Well, go ahead, but we're going to kill all of you. Period. End of story. You know what I mean? You have those kind of balls to be able to do what needs to be done, then that is it. That would be it. So, you know, but we didn't do that. We're too concerned about looking like the good guy to the world that we're not taking care of what we need to take care of a lot of the times. So, very interesting. Yeah, Trump had those balls too. When you have somebody who is perceived as a loose cannon, which Trump was perceived as a loose cannon, people don't screw with somebody like that because you don't know what they're going to do. So we got 404 in the chat, guys. We're only at 205 on the thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. So thank you very much for that as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And again, I thank you for that as well. But there's things going on, like folks, every day things are happening that we will never hear about because they stop them. They make sure they're not going to happen. So I believe that there are events that happen continuously that you are not hearing about. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. All of a sudden in the news for a while, there was all the cyber attacks. All you heard about was this was cyber attack, that was cyber attack. There was issues with the pipelines and the healthcare system and the banks and all those different things. And then all of a sudden, you didn't hear nothing anymore. You didn't hear anything, right? Oh, there was a glitch in the system with this, but we're adjusting it, we're fixing it, yada, yada, yada. Those cyber attacks didn't stop. Just because you're not hearing about it doesn't mean those cyber attacks are not happening. They're happening, but they don't want people to be scared. Okay? They don't want people to be scared. Here's something else to think about, folks. Okay? And again, I'm not a gloom and doomer. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I just want you to be as ready as you possibly can be. We have a just in time delivery system now in this country. So if you go in the back rooms of any of these stores, there is no huge stock of supplies available. There's some that need to go out in a timely manner out to the store, groceries wise and stuff like that. But they're relying on every day trucks coming in, bringing more stuff in. If those trucks stop coming, if they're not bringing food and supplies to the different locations, bringing in the gas to the gas stations, right? The truckers coming in with the big tanker full of gas and they pour it into the gas tanks at the gas station. If that stops, things are going to get real ugly really, really fast. Real ugly real fast. So that's something you need to be thinking about as well. What am I doing to put myself in a situation where I'm going to be okay? And that's, we need to think about those things. So to me, it's really important to continue to be as ready as we can be. When the time comes, do what we got to do. So some things to think about. Crazy world right now, folks. Absolutely crazy world. And, we just need to take care of what we need to take care of, be as ready as we can be, watch out for our families. I've talked about this part before, and I'm going to say this again because I think that this is so important. You better have a game plan. You better have a game plan. When the time comes, I think it's going to be such a shock to everybody. The people that are unprepared are going to have no idea what to do. Those of you that are prepared, you need to be able to go, okay, this happened. This is what I need to do now because you already have a plan. So you don't have to think about it. All you have to do is act. You don't have to react. The average citizen in this country is going to react. And a lot of times that reaction is going to be panic. It's going to be chaos. Okay. If you are prepared and you've been stocking up and you're getting ready and all those type of things, when the time comes, and like I said, if you have a location where you're heading to, that you know that's going to be with like-minded people. Even if it's just family, folks. If Grandpa has his hunting cabin off in the woods, and maybe you got some supplies there, and and you got it all set up and whatever, it's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing at all. So, again, being as ready as we can be is going to be hugely important. And just do what you can do. Just do what you can do. And anything that you do is putting you on that right path. Thoughts on Iranian sleeper cells within the U.S.? Not just Iranian sleeper cells. There's all kinds, I believe, of sleeper cells. Middle Eastern countries that hate our guts. Their people are here and they're waiting. And when that time comes and they get the go, they have targets. They know where they're going. They're organized. They're squared away. They're ready to do what they need to do. So don't fool yourselves into thinking that oh, it'll never happen here. It couldn't happen here. It absolutely can happen here, and I believe that it will. They're not just in Michigan. They're all over the place. They are all over the place. So they're just waiting. They're just waiting. And when that time comes and they get their orders, that's when we need to be worried. Because if they're organized, they're squared away, they're ready, and you got to understand, they're willing to sacrifice themselves for the jihad or whatever because it's a holy war to them. So again, you know, how many people realistically are willing to sacrifice themselves for for people that they don't know? Realistically, there's some, okay, there's absolutely some, but not as many as you would think. Not as many as you would think. So, it happened here, and nobody will think that it actually happened. Right? Exactly. If something happens here, and I've talked about this, folks. I've talked about this, and I always like to use a grid down situation because, again, that is the most plausible situation that could happen within the United States. Attacking the power grid, bringing the grid down, causing chaos and panic and stuff like that. The grid goes down, all right. What you're going to see happen, you're going to see the government trying to keep everybody calm, number one. Okay. The government's going to be like, everything's good, everything's fine, don't worry about it, blah, 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 blah. That's your window of opportunity, folks. That's your window of opportunity to get to where you need to go. If you are bugging in, if you are staying home, it is your opportunity to tighten up your house and all those type of things. I heard someone in Minnesota had an AR-15 because of the onslaught of sleeping cell. Um, who knows? People are gonna think what they're gonna think. We lose electricity for an extended period of time. That's my worst fear. Yeah, and it should be. If we lose power for an extended period of time in this country, and I talked about this again before, there's going to be a lot of dead people in this country really, really quickly. Really quickly. And when people realize that the lights are not coming back on, that's when the chaos really starts. You're going to have a window. They always said if you look at all the information, they always said 72 hours, right? Always talked about 72 hours. You got 72 hours to get to where you want to go. I don't believe you have 72 hours, folks. I think that you have about 36 hours if you're lucky. If you're lucky. That's my opinion, my take on it. I believe you're going to have 36 hours. So if you know what you need to do, you have a game plan in place, you don't panic, and you go, okay, this has happened. We know we're going here. We're going to go do this. Um, you know, and you just do what you got to do. The other thing I would highly recommend is having cash on hand if you can do it. Making sure you have cash on hand puts you in a situation where you can do what you need to do as well. So, all those things are all part of it. They really are. So, there was peace in the Middle East once upon a time before 1947. Not, no, 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 there isn't. They've been fighting over there for thousands of years. Okay, they've been fighting for thousands of years. So, uh, yeah, most stores will be cleared out within inside of 12 hours. Yeah, I think that's like I said again. If the power goes down, folks, look at what happened. There was a toilet paper shortage, and people were losing their minds because they couldn't get toilet paper. Think about that. Look at what people were willing to pay, right? People were selling rolls of toilet paper, all that type of stuff. So again, if you have it back and you're stocked up, you don't care. It's not something that minor inconvenience is not a big deal. What do you think of Bitcoin? Never use it, never will, because it doesn't exist realistically. It's something that's out there. Let me put it like this: Bitcoin, the minute the grid goes down, can you get your money? That's my question. I would rather have tangible goods. Yeah, I know what you're doing, Mark, you idiot. I would rather have tangible goods because if I have it and I can touch it and I can use it as trade if I want to, or have it to be able to use what I need to do. That's uh, that's what I would rather have. I'd rather have goods that I could trade. You guys go ahead and do all the Bitcoin and all that type of stuff all you want to. Okay, all you want to. Knock yourselves out. Have a good time with it. I'm not keeping my money where it can disappear when the power goes out. Not doing it. So, you know, if you have supplies, you're good to go. Power goes out, you go, oh, that sucks. That's not cool. But you're in a position where you're going to be okay. Hey, Chris, Bitcoin relies on continual mining, which relies on the internet. No miners mean no transaction. Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, thank you so much for the donation again. I do appreciate that. I just, you know, to me, it's just I would rather have 10 packs of razor blades than have Bitcoin because I know what I can do with those razor blades. I know what I can use them for. I could also trade them if I wanted to and stuff like that. So, but yeah, guys, if you have questions, again, all cap locks, what stands out there for me. Yeah, somebody just put on here, which is a good statement. Know your medicines, your medicinal plants out there that can help with any kind of things that you have. If you have ailments, know what can be used as a substitute. Because again, when the grid goes down, it means no more medication. You're going to have what you have. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else to get. Nothing else to have. Um, I don't think I would rely on anything that needs AI to operate. Probably a smart thing. Yeah, lead is the most valuable metal. So let me rephrase a couple things here so you understand. Okay. Now, do I have silver? Yes, I have silver. Would I get gold? No, I will not get gold. Okay, and I've made that very clear for a long, long time. If you want to get gold, knock yourselves out. Get all the gold that you want. I like to have junk silver to utilize for what I need to have it for when that time comes for bartering. Once things get reestablished, in the beginning, none of that's going to matter, and that's all honesty. Okay, but here's the reality: you can have all the gold, you can have all the silver, you can have all the ammo in the world. You can't eat it. It's not going to keep you alive. So unless you have a ton of supplies back already, the important thing that you need to understand is when it comes to an SHTF situation, your goal is to get through that first winter. That's your goal, is to get through that first winter. So what does that mean? What does that look like? And I will give you an example, and I'm going to talk about what's going to happen right here on the Homestead. Everybody gets here. SHTF has happened. They come in and they were able to bring in those last minute supplies. Fantastic. They filled up their trailers, brought their trailers down, and they got here. let's just use that scenario. The very first thing that we're going to do is we will be inventorying all the food that we have. And from day one, it will be rationed from day one. Because if you have XYZ number of people also have so much of whatever food you have, do you have everything you need from my New York property? There's some other stuff that I want to bring down. I mean, I got the important stuff that the most important stuff. I still have more food up in New York that I can bring back down here. So when I make my next trip to New York, I'll do that as well. When I was in New York in November, when I went up to New York in November, I focused on food. That was the biggest thing that I was focusing on bringing down here on that trip because I have a lot of concerns, and we having supplies on hand to be able to use was really very important to me. Yeah, my bike's already down here, so I brought that last May. I brought the bike down, and if you guys remember when I brought the bike down along on the trailer with the bike, I had a bunch of 5 gallon buckets on that trip. So again, didn't get notification of the live stream. That's not a surprise with YouTube. That's one of the things that they do. Check your notifications and make sure you're getting all notifications because that's another thing that they like to do as well. When are you going to use your GoPro and get some video of you riding? I want to do that this year, Billy. I actually I think my GoPro down here. I think I have it down here now. So the drone, there's a lot more restrictions, Billy the Kid, with the drones. I'd like to sit on the drone until the time came that I needed to use it for reconnaissance, to be honest with you. I want to make sure that, that I can take care of what I need to take care of when that time comes. So that's what the drone stuff is for. All right, what do we got? 494 in the chat, guys. We're at 261 on the thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you once again to please do so to show support for the channel. Again, I do really appreciate that ahead of time. It really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe on to show all to get all. Again, I thank you for doing that ahead of time as well. So again, like I said, you can't eat gold, you can't eat silver, you can't eat bullets. Okay, so making sure that you have an adequate supply of food and water, ways to purify water. Water's number one. Water is always going to be number one. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again so that you guys understand completely. In a true SHTF situation, when that time comes, all right, more people are going to die from dysentery than any other way, other from lead poisoning, natural causes, suicide, all those things. More people are going to die from dysentery. What is dysentery? You drink tainted water, you get sick, you have diarrhea, and you are going to crap yourself to death. That's what's going to happen. So you better make sure that your number one priority is have not one option, don't just have one option, have several options available to you to be able to, get fresh water. You are lucky, Ed, with your natural springs. That absolutely helps. And I will tell you, yeah, it's 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. So having the springs here is a huge bonus. In a true SHTF situation, that would be one of the huge things that we would be working on from the get-go, is making sure that we could save as much of that water as we possibly could. I mean, it is something that we want to do in those areas where the water is to work on that as well. Obviously, we're trying to work on other projects right now as well to have those things set up and in place. Again, water, and I've told you guys, one of our weaknesses, other than, I mean, we have the well, we have the two springs, But if we have a large group of people down here, that's a lot of water that we're going to need. So that was why the rain catchments are so important, to be able to have water on hand so that we can do what we need to do when the time comes. So, but again, thinking ahead, planning ahead, making sure you water's number one, and then making sure you have food. I think it's really important to have a diversified pantry when it comes to storage. So what do I mean by that, right? Everybody knows about the rice and beans. Have your rice, have your beans. That's great. That's a good staple to start with. You know, make sure you have spices to be able to flavor your food. That, believe it or not, that's going to be important. You don't want to eat the same type of food day after day after day, because you're going to get bored from it. You're not going to want to eat it. So have alternative ways to spice the food. I've talked about gravy mixes in the past, right? Pork gravy, chicken gravy, beef gravy, all those type of stuff. Chicken bouillon cubes, beef bouillon cubes. They can be used, and you can change the flavor, change the texture of things. So you're looking. Freeze dried food is important. Yeah, we'll do egg count in just a second, JJ. Thank you. I know I just looked at it too. Um, let's do. We'll continue that in a second. We're gonna go ahead and do the egg count real quick first, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about what you need to be having when it comes to food storage. So, how many eggs today? And yes or no for the white hen did she lay? So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses in, and we will go from there. Okay. Give you guys a minute to get your guesses up there. I'm just looking at something here. But like I said, again, today was a gorgeous day down here. I think we hit 82 degrees, something like that. It was absolutely beautiful. Great weather. Nice being outside, getting some sun and all that kind of stuff as well. So that was good. All right, we have another person that has won in the past. I know at least once, maybe twice in the past, and I'm going to butcher her name once again. Umlet Designs. If you had the same guess as Umlet Designs, with 5 eggs today, and no, the white hen did not lay it. Dude, she's laid like 6 days in a row, so I knew she was due to take a day off. But so anyway, Umlet Designs is the winner. Congratulations, you've won absolutely nothing, but you are happy about it, which is also very cool. But yeah, the white hen took the day off, but all the rest of the hens laid today. So, but yes, like yesterday, I ended up I think I had 6 eggs yesterday. So umlaut, umlaut. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry. Like I said, I told you I was going to butcher the name. It doesn't look like umlaut. Yeah, Betty White took the day off today. In case you guys didn't know too, we do have a name for the gray hen now as well. Somebody had put it in the comments on that video, and she said, "Hey, how about Jennifer Gray, or call her Jenny?" And I said, "Ooh, that's cool. I like that." And so from Dirty Dancing, so the gray hen is Jenny, or Jennifer, right? We got Betty for Betty White. So, we have Wheezy from the Jeffersons. That's my black hen. The rooster is George Lucky Jefferson, because he's lucky that he's here, and he's a happy boy. He's got his ladies. And then we have the three brown hens. And I am not sure what we're going to call them. They're really hard to tell apart, so we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, don't put Jenny in the corner. That's right. Nobody puts baby in the corner. So, but but they're fun. The chickens are fun. I enjoy them. I enjoy being around them. So it's a lot of fun. So anyway, again, let's go back to talking about food. Okay, the Andrews sisters. What was the other group there? I'm thinking of. Was there the Supremes? The, there was three in the Supremes, wasn't there? I don't know. We'll see. So Sister Sledge, yeah, there was another one. Yeah, that I was thinking about them too. The Mandrell sisters. There we go. Yeah, right. All right. So anyway, um, food preparations. What should you have stocked away? Freeze dried food. Absolutely yes. 100% yes. You should have freeze dried food. That is going to be the thing that. Oh, the Dixie Chicks. Full of hope. Not a bad idea there. Yeah. Right. Because there's three of them. Yeah, that's an idea. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Well, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, they went woke. Oh, I know. Well, you look at Lady Antebellum, they went woke as well. So, but anyway, freeze dried food, very, very important. Very long shelf life. Great thing to have. Then you're going to have your shelf stable stuff, your beans, your rice, right? Your honey, all those type of things. It's going to be, you can set it up and not have to worry about it for a very, very long time, properly stored. You also are going to have, you're going to want to have canned goods. I think having canned goods is really important as well, uh, because you still are going to want to have things that you enjoy, to change it up. You don't want to be eating beans and rice every freaking day, right? So being able to have your comfort foods, or jerky doesn't last that long, Alex. I mean, it has a shelf life, but you're looking for having things that are going to be able to be there for a long time if you need to. Tess says, "Do you freeze dry yourself?" I have a couple of members in the group, Tess, that do freeze dry stuff. So, we definitely, do that as well. So that we do have people that freeze dry in the group. I do a lot of vacuum sealing myself. A lot of my stuff, and I've showed you guys, I've actually pulled things out of buckets that I packed up, 14, 15 years ago, and they were still fine. So, you know, but a 5 year expiration. Yeah, I want to have something that's I can sit on it and not have to worry about that. Obviously, marking your dates on the stuff is also important. Okay, so that way you know. I have honestly, guys, I have eaten, and I've done it this year. Um, I've done it this year. I've eaten canned goods that were expired 5 years ago. So it's not like it goes bad. It has a best by date, which basically all a best by date says that after this date, it starts to lose nutritional value. If you are hungry and you are starving, you're not going to care. Okay. You're not going to care. What you're going to want is to, you know, be able to have something to eat. So you don't care if it's not getting all the nutritional value that you had before. Being, like I said, iodized salt is another one you definitely want to make sure you stock up on. Vitamins are also a good thing. Yes, vitamin C, your vitamin D3, especially if you live in the Northeast. Your zinc. Those are important ones right there. So you definitely should have them as well. But again, planning ahead, thinking ahead, food is going to be right up there. That's your second most important thing. Now, obviously, you're going to need, you know, to make sure you're able to protect yourself as well and your stuff. So it's not like I'm trying to diminish that you shouldn't have, you know, guns and ammo and, you know, other ways to be able to protect yourself. You're going to need to do that. But if you have all kinds of guns and ammo and no food stocked up, you're going to be in trouble in a hurry. And whoever comes in and finds you is going to go, oh, look at this. Look at all this guns and ammo. Awesome. I'll take these and thank you very much. All right. Proper planning, thinking ahead, planning ahead, putting yourself in a situation to win. Again, getting through that first winter is key. I guarantee you this, guarantee after that first winter, there's going to be a whole lot less people in this country. You know, and if it's a worldwide type of situation, be a whole lot less people in the world after a year, because there's going to be people that are going to freeze to death in their own homes, you know, and so craziness, absolute craziness. But again, with proper planning, you put yourself in positions to be okay to weather the storm. Safety in numbers is going to be important. I've talked about that over and over and over again. You know, being part of a group, I think, is also highly, highly important. Putting yourself in a situation with the right kind of people when the time comes. And figuring that out is not after an SHTF event. It is before. It is before. And, you know, that's what we've done down here. So you got a bunch of people that have the same mindset. You have the same plan. You go, okay, this is what we're working on. This is what we want to do, you know, and then you start putting things in action. You know, perennial plants, getting those perennials in. That's also going to be really important. So again, with proper planning, if you get things set up ahead of time, it's just like folks with the fruit trees. You know, people might not think, oh, that's not a big deal, fruit trees, but that's something that can feed you year after year after year. Where if you didn't have them in, now you're out hunting, trying to find those cherry trees, trying to find those apple trees and those pear trees and those plum trees. So, you know, but again, like I said, blueberry bushes, and it's another thing. You have all these different things that you can put in there right now, get them established, get them growing. Oh, I was going to let you guys know this too. I think we lost one of our pear trees. I was looking at that today, and I do believe that we lost one of the pear trees. Oh, what did I miss? I missed something. Oh, okay, yeah. JJ, you want to take care of that idiot, please? So, I'll tell you what. I can take care of that idiot. All right. Where did JJ and all those guys go? Okay, we got to see what we can do here. There we go. That's even better. All right, now they're gone. Hide user from the channel. JJ, where are you, brother? Oh, sorry, I was in the bathroom. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's cool, man. That's cool. No worries. I took care of them. Oh, that's too funny. They knew, JJ. They knew you were off using the toilet. So, anyway, that's cool. No worries. Sometimes I'm useful too, other than just talking. What do we got? 431 in the chat, guys. Again, if, we're at 307 on the thumbs up. Let's see. What number should we go for? Say 350? Let's say 350 because we got about 20 minutes to go. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, guys, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. Critter Lover says 400. I think we could probably do 400. There's enough. Yeah, let's say 400. Let's do 400 as the number because it's going to be tougher to get there. Um, so let's see if we can hit 400 thumbs up. That's going to be the goal. So we're 314 at the moment, so 86 away. So anyway, guys, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. Again, I do appreciate that ahead of time. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, also, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I thank you for that as well. So, like I say, the goal is going to be 400. We're at 323 at the moment, so 77 to go. So, all right. And we still, like I said, we got 404 people in there. So, anyhow, again, I'm always going to continue to encourage you to be ready, to prep, to plan ahead, to have a game plan, know what you want to do. If you have a bug out location in mind where you plan on going, know how to get there, know alternative routes, not just the highway. Having laminated maps to help you get to where you're trying to go is really important as well. So, all those things are really important, and we need to take care of those. And if we do that, we're going to be okay. It's not going to be no walk in the park for anybody, but the more prepared you are, you're going to be in a whole lot better situation than most of the people in this country. The majority of the people in this country. Again, when you see the numbers and you have FEMA and you have the Red Cross and they are saying 95% of the people in this country are not prepared for a 2 week disaster, that should scare the crap out of you. It really, really should. Okay? Be ready. Put yourself in a situation where you're going to be okay. I know we got to do shout outs. So, where are we at? 336. So, we're 64 away, guys. Let's keep those thumbs up coming. Let's see if we can hit 400 before we jump off here. So, first we have Heavenly Hills Homestead. Uh, Ryan growing giant vegetables and stuff like that. Really interesting to watch what he's doing. I think it'll be cool to see what he's going to do this year, and we're going to do some stuff here on the homestead as well. Also, we have Icky Can up in Canada, a good guy as well. Definitely show him some support as well. I really like what he's doing up there. You have Angry Prepper, that's Jason down in New York City. Jason's a good guy, very, very squared away. There is Alaska Prepper, that is Rudy doing his thing up in Alaska. I like him as well. There is Alaska Granny. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and myself Reliance, two different channels, same guy, master builder up in Canada, living off grid, showing you how to do stuff. Really, really cool. Lamb's Light. Ed, that tiller looked like it was tilling you. I'll tell you what, that tiller was kicking my behind. I am not going to lie. I got it once I got it going, and I kept going over stuff, it got easier. But man, in the beginning, that tiller was kicking my butt. No lie. Absolutely. It was not fun. I will say that. It was not fun. We have Demcat. Demcat is a good guy as well. There's Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. Real good guy as well. Vizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. A very interesting story. So, very, very cool. We have Marfugal News. You have Adam and Dax out on the West Coast doing their thing out there. Definitely worth to listen to. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. There is Wrangle Star. That is Cody. Good guy. A lot of good information on his channel as well. Definitely worth a listen to. There is Red Poppy Ranch. You have Survival Lily coming at you from Europe. Really cool. A lot of good information from her, letting us know what's going on across the pond. There's Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra doing their thing up in Minnesota. Nice young couple living off grid up there. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Husband and wife team, two different channels. A lot of good information on their channels as well. You have Green Greg's, another good guy. Southern Prepper 1 with his Boots on the Ground series. There is Gray Man Prepping. Then you have Doug and Stacy. Doug and Stacy have been around for a long time. Good channel. A lot of good information on their channel as well. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there living off grid doing their thing down there. There is the Green Dream Project out in Arizona doing their thing out in the desert, showing you what it takes to live in the desert and do their thing. You have Camping with Steve Wallace doing stealth camping. Very interesting to watch what he does as well. You can pick up some good tips with that, but it's entertaining. Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. She has been around for a long time. Really good channel. A lot of good information with her channel. We have Boss of the Swamp, um, another master builder. Very interesting to watch what he does as well. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch project. Diamond is a very smart guy. Anything you want to know about the Grand Solar Minimum, he will let you know. There is Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. You have City Prepper. There's Lumina Acres. You have Suspicious Observer, letting you know what's going on with the sun and all that information. Very, very interesting. There is Bear Independent. You have the Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There is Mary Greeley News, giving you all the latest updates of Yellowstone and earthquakes and all the other stuff that is going on. There is Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. Truth Be Told with Tara. If you're going to get your weather, guys, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall, y'all. Ryan Hall's a good guy, very passionate about the weather, but he also gives back to the community in a huge way. There is Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand as well. He gives you the information. He lets you decide what you want to do with it. Deep South Homestead, another very family-friendly oriented channel. You have The Outsider up in Maine. There is Betting on Alaska. He is the son of bush radical and girl in the woods. Nice young man starting his journey living off grid up in Alaska. There is The Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel. There is Simple Life Reclaimed. There's also Townsend showing you what it's like to live in the 1800s. You can pick up some good tips from that channel. The Prepared Mind. There's Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. You have East Tennessee Preparedness, the Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. A lot of good channels out there, a lot of good information. Definitely, we should be supporting each other. I think that is important that we do so. So please do that. So we're at 351. So we need 49 more thumbs up, guys. We're going to cut this close. It's 7 minutes after right now, so let's keep them coming. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I do appreciate that. Let's see how. See, I said 350 because I thought 350 was doable. I don't know if we can get to 400, but let's see what we can do. So, but anyway, uh, and again, I do appreciate it. It does really help with the algorithms. It becomes part of a game just to see if we can get there. So that's part of it as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe as well. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So I thank you for that as well. I think it's important that we support each other in this community. It's a small niche community. We should be supporting each other. That's why I do the shout outs. I can't shout out everybody, so I just try to do my list of people, and then and if you like them, great. If you don't like them, then don't watch their channel. It's as simple as that. But again, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good information out there. There really is. So, all right, I'm gonna get another drink real quick. But I just wanted to let you guys know too. We had an absolutely awesome weekend, and here at the homestead with the group, we did get a lot accomplished. And here's the weird thing: it's never as much as you would hope it would be, but when you make that forward progress and you're seeing it coming together, that's really cool. That is really cool. And so, and the biggest thing for me with everybody that's here, the teamwork. Everybody works together. I can honestly say, like this month, April, was 2 years ago that I had my initial meeting. Oh, she's here. She's wiped out, guys. She's laying down. She's actually back in her bed right now, laying down. She's had a busy weekend as well. But, you know, so this month was 2 years ago that I had the initial. Who wants to be part of a group? Come on down here and we'll get together. And out of the initial meeting, we started the group. So next month will be the official start of the group. Okay. And so in that time period when we've been down here, there really hasn't been, a lot of fighting. I honestly, I really haven't seen any. People are going to have problems or whatever, and that's fine, but nothing where, people are screaming and yelling at each other. Nothing like that. We're all on the same page. When we come down here, it's like, okay, what are we working on? And so like I said, you're going to be seeing the videos coming up over, this week here that we have coming up, and you'll see what progress was made. Rob was here longer. Actually, Rob is still here. He's going to be heading home tomorrow. Everybody else is already gone. Mark came down early as well. And they've got things going. And like Mark had said, he goes, "Where did 4 days go?" He goes, "Man, that went by fast." And that's how it happens. It goes by really, really fast. It really does. You're busy. You're working on this, that, and the other thing. But real good progress. Make sure you don't burn yourself out. No, no, no. After the weekend, when we do our weekends, I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I am always tired after a weekend of everybody being here. But you know, tired in a good way. And like I said, there's other things that I can do when nobody's here. So I try to do those things as well. And is she gonna have little puppy dogs? By the time I got hooked up with somebody to get her bred, she was already had stopped being in heat. So I don't think we're going to get puppies. I'll have to wait till the next time. And but yeah, and like I said, the key, guys, again, when it comes to prepping and doing stuff, small doses. Just set realistic goals. I talk about that all the time. Okay, what do we want to get done? Right now, did we get everything done we wanted to get done? No, we did not. But it wasn't because of lack of effort. It was certain supplies we didn't have. We had gone and gotten supplies, and then we're like, well, we need this and we need that. So I have been given a list that I will get before the next get together, and that's okay. Again, that's part of it. I have a personal question. Did last night scare you? I don't want to say scared. It had me concerned because I didn't know if it was going to turn into something a lot bigger. To be honest with you, um, like I said, being a prepper, I do what I do so that I'm not scared. You know, I worry about my family. I'll be honest with you, because they're so far away. So that's always going to be a concern for me. But so what are we at 369? So we need 31 more thumbs up, guys, and we're running out of time. Can we hit 400 before we jump off of here? So, again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so. Let's see if we can hit that 400 number. Now we got 30 to go, 30 more thumbs up. But anyway, let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We are all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's do that. And we're 376 now, 24 away, guys. Franklin County, Ohio, with Comet Moon. Montreal, Quebec, Canada, with Daniel. We got T is coming at us from Connecticut. Chicago, Illinois, with Claude. Virginia with Critter Lover. Fayetteville, North Carolina, with Carl. Michigan with Michigan Lifestyle. Awesome Sauce coming from Connecticut. Leesburg, Florida, with Joan. BC, Canada, with Janet. Nowhere, Oklahoma, with Okie Ford. Southwest Ohio, with Barbara. We have sunny California with Denise. Richard coming at us from Southampton, New Jersey. Hillsboro, Oregon, with Chewy. We got, let's see, New Zealand is in the house. I didn't see your name, so I apologize. Thanks for staying up late with us. Mountains of North Carolina with Lamb's Light. Central Iowa with Robert. Roanoke, Ontario, Canada with Dave. Colorado Springs with Jeremy. Gun. Tiny Titan. Dallas, Texas with Beads and Beans. East Central Illinois with Ranger. Home of the Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs with Maria. Long Island, New York with Helen. Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house. West Central Ohio with Dale. Morning Light from West Virginia. Terry from Southeast Tennessee. Emil from BC, Canada. We got Ribbit from Lake George, New York. So again, folks, we are all over the place. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge, huge network of people. So, we're the ones that truly can make a difference. We can make a difference now by trying to wake people up, and we can make a difference down the road, by helping people after an event, because people are going to be much more attentive to learn at that point in time. So, Northern Virginia with Tim. So, um, I want to do a real quick shout out to some. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that doesn't really, you don't see them a lot in the videos. But Cheryl, who is older, one of our older members of the group, she comes every Saturday. She provides lunch for everybody in the group. So I want to do a quick, big shout out to Cheryl. Really appreciate what she does. It is not unappreciated. It is awesome. And thank you very much for doing what you do. We got Clarksburg, West Virginia with Bobby in the house, and Oaks, Pennsylvania with Ricky Bobby. So New Hampshire with Brenda. Everybody's important. That's another thing I want people to realize with what we're doing. Everyone is really truly important. So we're at 383, guys. We need 17 more. Now we're down to 16. 16 more thumbs up. Let's hit 400. I know you guys can do it. We're running out of time, but I know that you guys can do it. So, like I said, it's just a game. So, all right. So, anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean, except when they go to the bathroom. uh, but anyway, really appreciate, ladies and gentlemen, that moderate for me. Thank you for doing what you do. I want to thank all you guys for being here as well and supporting the channel. It is a lot of fun, and I do enjoy these chats, and I appreciate your support. Really do. Again, just so everybody knows, if you haven't heard before, on Mondays I do a private live for my hardcore members. That is every Monday at 8 o'clock. If you would like to join us in that live stream, go to my main page here on YouTube, hit the join button, become a hardcore member, and you can be there for every one of those Monday for my hardcore members. It's another way to support the channel as the other levels of membership. I do appreciate that support as well. It all adds up, and it all goes right back into this property anyway. Any money I'm making is going back into the property. So, but anyway, what are we at? 388. So we need 12 more guys, 12 more thumbs up. We're so close. I know you guys can do it. Oh, how you like that scratch? I got myself pretty good there, and I don't even know how I did it. It's one of those things you look at it, like last night I went, what did I do? We got DJ coming at us from Kearney, Nebraska. So anyway, guys, remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we will absolutely be in much, much better shape. That's important. We have to come together as human beings to be able to do what we need to do. So now we're at 390. We need 10 more thumbs up, guys, to hit 400 before we jump off of here. Also, guys, it's really important that we don't let them divide us. They use race, they use religion, they use political affiliation. All that is nonsense. All of it means nothing. We have to come together as human beings. And if we can do that, we can accomplish anything that we set our minds to. We got Sean the Englishman from Chatham in Ontario, Canada is in the house as well. Also, guys, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important. Ed, you got to make a call sign in case no internet or something we can still listen to you on. Yeah, that would be, yeah. Well, it would always be Prepper Nurse 1. That if I was going to have a call sign, it would always be Prepper Nurse 1. So, but anyway, again, tell the people that you love and care about every single day how you feel. So we're at 392 now. Now we need 8 more, guys. I know we can do it. I think you guys can get it. 8 more thumbs up, please, just for fun. It's the best way to make me shut up about it too. Hit the goal and then I stop asking. So anyway, also guys, remember, most important, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, if you set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is going to be you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive and stay away from the negativity and negative people telling you what you cannot accomplish, you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Remember that. That's important. Set realistic goals, set about to making them happen, and you're going to be okay, you know. And like I said, remember, the only person stopping you from achieving those realistic goals is going to be you. And my favorite thing, again, to tell people to tell me that, oh, you can't get this done, you can't accomplish that, it's always the same. Watch me. Watch me. So we're at 394. Are we going to come up 6 short, guys? 394. We need 6 more thumbs up. I guess so. Oh, well. Very close, though. Very, very close. That was fun. And 395. Now we're 5 away. Should I stay on till we hit 400? I'm not leaving. No thumbs up from you. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm asking you to, but you don't have to. But thanks for letting us know that you didn't. So 397. We need 2 more, or 3 more, 3 more guys. 398. We're right there. 2 more. Let's see if we can get 2 more. Come on, come on. Can I see 400? We got 400. Then we can get 400. There we go. 401. See, beautiful. We did it. You guys are awesome. Please, everybody, have a good night. Be safe. Keep prepping. Take care of your business. Be ready as much as you possibly can be, and you're going to be okay. All right. I hope y'all have a great night. I hope the week is going to be good for you. Keep taking care of what you can take care of. Hey, Wishika coming at us from Snohomish, Washington. Very nice. All right. I will see you all later. Good night.